We are going to create this kind of layout. This layout is divided into two columns. The first column and the second column. Everything will be inside one container called content container. This is a storage container. This is the post container. So first we'll draw the skeleton using HTML. When we are done, we'll style it appropriately. So this is the main element. The main element will serve up as a wrapper. Wrap everything. Then over here, we'll give it a class of main container. And inside the main container, we also have another container. So this one will be session. Then we'll give it a class of content container. Inside the content container, we have two columns. This is the left column, and this is the right column. So the right column is just the aside. The left column is this one. This one over here will be a div with a class of content. And this one, let's put a cess here called left. The second one so is a div, but this one will be aside. Then we'll give it a class of side dash menu. So now this is what we have. So the first thing I want us to do is to style it. So now refresh it. We are not seeing anything over because it's being hidden. So click here and inspect. The first thing I want us to work on is the main container. So copy this one from here. Go to your sources. Over here, then paste it here. So what are we supposed to do? First, I want us to give it a margin so that margin dash top will be 54 PS. As you can see over here. Then over here will be display flex of 1. Then margin dash bottom to be 0. Okay, so now this is what we have. Now the next thing I want us to work on is the content container. So copy this one from here. In your sources, then paste it here. Well, checking the finished site, this is it. Realize that the element over is being centered. So in order for us to do that, first let's give it some padding of 30 PS, 0, then 24 PS. And also we'll give it a margin of 0 auto to center it. So as you can see, this is what we have. Then we'll give it a weight of 100%. Then we'll give it a mass dash rate to be 935 PS. Then we'll give it display of flex. Now the next thing I want us to work on is the content. So copy this one from here. Go to your sources. This one will be dot content container, then dot content. So over here we'll give it a margin of onset. So we onset the margin. And we'll give it a gap of 24 PS. Gap is this one, and also this one. Then we'll give it a weight of 100%. The mass dash weight. The mouse width over here, I want it to be 614 ps. I want it to be greater than aside. I want the weight of this one to be twice this one. Okay. Then what do we have next? Then this one be display flex. Flex dash direction we column. So now the next thing I want us to work on is this one. The side dash menu. So this one we dot then paste it here. Give it display of flex. Mass dash rate with 290 ps. And position with fix. Flex dash direction to be column. Left to be 50%. Up to be 84 ps. Then transform translate x to be car, that's calculate car. Then this one will be negative 50% plus 322 ps. Okay, so now copy everything from here. Go to your CSS, home.css. Replace this one with the copy text. The side menu consists of the user avatar, the username, the user full name, and the search button. It will be inside the side menu, which is this one. So inside the side, we have a div with a class of side dash menu underscore user dash profile. Inside it, we have our a tag. The h we have over here is the path where this one will be directed to the hyperlink. This one over here will be the user profile. So open up your PHP tag and close it here. So here will be echo URL underscore 4. And this one will be the public folder, then slash, then dot again, dollar user our notation username. Then the target will be blank. So this one will be target will be underscore blank. And we'll give it a class of side dash menu underscore user dash avatar. So inside it is our image. So we'll use the image tag. Then the href over here will be the path to where the image be located. So this one will be the same, echo URL underscore 4. And this one will be dollar user our notation profile image. And we'll give it the auth. So this one will be photo of, then over here open up your PHP tag, then close it here. So this one will be echo dollar user our notation full name. So now still inside the user profile, but outside the a tag, we have another div. Then we'll give it a class of side dash menu underscore user dash info. This one contain the username and the user full name. So inside it, we also have another a tag. So copy this one from here. Copy this one from here, then paste it here. But this time around, we don't need the image tag, which is the image element. We don't need this one. So remove this one from here. Then over here, open up your PHP tag and close it here. This one be echo $user our notation username. And username. Then we have expand. Then copy this one from here and paste it here. So this one will not be username but rather full name. Full name. Then outside this one, but still inside this one, we also have another button. This one give it a class of user button. So this one be side dash menu underscore user dash button. This one be switch. So now I want the items within the user profile to sit side by side. So in order for us to do that, we'll use flex. So over here, we'll give it display of flex. And align items, I want it to be center. And margin to be 20 ps, 0, 20 ps. Okay. So now the next thing I want us to work on is the user avatar, which is this one. But before that, let's copy this one. So copy this one from here. Over here be dot side dash menu underscore user profile dash profile. Then paste it here. Then inside your index page, remove this one from here. I mean the class, remove this one from here. We don't need it. Okay. So now the next thing I want us to work on is this one. So over here, I want us to decrease the weight and the height. So the weight over here, let's make it 56 ps. Height to the same 56 ps. Then border dash radius to 50%. Margin dash right to be 12 ps. Then flex dash shrink to be 0. Then overflow to be hidden. Then position to be relative. Okay, so now copy this one from here. So over here will be dot side menu underscore user avatar. Then paste it here. So now the next thing I want us to work on is the user info. Look at. So I'll use flex for that to change the direction. So I'll set flex on the parent container. So this one will be display of flex. Align item to be flex start. Then flex direction will be column. Then flex will be 1. Then the gap will be 4 ps. Okay, so now copy this one from here. Then over here will be dot then side dash menu underscore user dash info. Then paste it here. So now the next thing I want us to work on is the a tag. That's the a tag. So over here will be the same thing. So we can do it here. This one be side dash menu underscore user dash info. Then A, over I give it a font size of 14 ps. Then font dash weight to be 600. Then color will be var dash dash text dark. Then text dash transform to be lowercase. We have mass rate to be 180 ps. Text dash overflow to be ellipsis. Then overflow to be hidden. Then white space to be no wrap, which is this one. Okay. Now the next thing I want us to work on is the user full name, which is the span inside, which is this one. So we have dot side dash menu underscore underscore user dash info and span. Over here, I'll give it a font size to be 14 ps and font weight to be 400. Then color to be var dash dash text light. Then we'll give it a mouse rate of 180 ps. Then copy this one from here and paste it here. Okay, so there is it. The next thing I want us to work on is this one, the button, which is this one. So copy this one from here. Then this one be dot, then paste it here. Give it a background to be transparent. Then border to be none. Cursor to be pointer. And font size to be 12 ps. Font dash weight to be 500. And color to be var dash dash link. And flex shrink to be 0. Okay. We have not created the variable yet. That's a link variable. So let's go and create it. So over here, this is it. So copy this one from here. Then over here will be dash dash link, which is HSL. Then this one be 204, 100%, 48%. And this one be semicolon. Okay, is it? Okay, now this is what we want. So we realize that so we need to increase the rate. We need to increase the rate of this one because we want this one to span, as you can see over here. So now click on this one. Make the rate of this one be 290 ps. So now copy everything from here. Replace this one with the copy text. Okay, so I think this is okay. So now the next thing I want us to work on is this one. That's what I want us to work on. So inside your index.php, let's close this one. because we don't need it anymore. So this one we have a div with a class of side dash menu underscore suggestions dash session. Inside it, we have a div with a class of side dash menu underscore suggestions dash header. So inside it, we have a two with a set of suggestion for you. We also have a button with a set of see all. So which is this one? So now let's go back. Okay, so now this is what we have. So now let's start this one so that it look nice. Click here and inspect. So this one over here. So click on copy this one. Go to your sources. So over here will be dot then paste it here. So give it display of flex, then flex dash direction to be column. Then over here I want them to sit side by side. So as you can see over here. So in order for us to do that, copy this one from here. So set display flex on it. So this one be dot then paste it here. Give it display of flex, then justify dash content to be space between. Okay, so now let's work on the h2, which is this one. So this one be dot then paste it here, h2. So the h2 we'll give it a font size. We'll give it a font size of 14 ps. Then font dash weight to be 500. Then color to be var dash dash s dash light. Okay. So now copy everything from here. Inside your home.css, replace this one with the copy text. Okay. So now let's refresh it. Okay. So now this is what we have. So now let's work on this one. So this one is button. So over here will be dot side header suggestion then button. So I want us to remove the border and also the background will be transparent. Then border to be none. Cursor to be pointer. Then font dash size to be 12 ps. Then font dash weight to be 500. And color to be var dash dash text dash dark, which is this one. Okay. So now this is what we have. Okay. So copy everything from here. Replace this one with the copy text. Then inside the index.php, over here we also have another div with a class of side dash menu underscore suggestions dash content. So which is this one? So this one over here will contain what our suggestions. This one will contain our suggestion. So copy this one from here over here, dot, then paste it here. Give it display of flex dimension to be column, then gap to be 16 ps, margin to be 16 ps, 0 24 ps, then padding left to be 4 ps. So inside the side dash menu underscore suggestion dash content, we have the user profile, the username, and the follow button. So that one will be inside this one. So for now we are displaying static data. So this one will be our div element. Then over here we'll give it a class of side dash menu underscore suggestions or suggestion. So inside it we have our link element. So this one will be our a tag. And the href over here is the path to where the image is being located. So for the meantime, we will not display anything. So this one will be ampersand for now. Then over here we have our image. So we can choose to use login user, which is this one. So copy this one from here. Copy this one from here. And over here, just paste it here. And also the same thing for this one. Then paste it here. Okay. Then this is what we have. Still inside this one, we have another div with a class of side dash menu underscore suggestion dash info. So this one we have a link. So copy this one from here and paste it here. Okay. So this one we can choose to use the username or the user full name if we want. Then still inside this one, okay. So over here, this is what we have. This is what we have, which is this one. So now this one over here will be just a button. So it can be outside here. So this one will just be button. And we'll give it a class of side dash menu underscore suggestion dash button. Then we have a test of follow button and follow. This one be follow dash button. Then we have follow. Then inside it will be our follow test. So this one we follow. So now we need to style it so that it look nice. The first thing that we need to work on is to how to position it. And also this one over here, we'll give it a class. This one, the image, the avatar image, we'll also give it a class in order for us to style it. So this one over here, we'll give it a class of side dash menu underscore suggestion dash avatar. which is this one. Now let's go and install it. So click here and inspect. Okay. So this one. So I want the items within it to stay side by side. So click here. So this one be display of flex. Then align items to be center. Okay. So now copy this one from here. Copy this one from here. So this one be dot side dash menu underscore underscore suggestion. Then paste it here. So now the next thing I want us to work on is the avatar. So copy this one from here. But we'll be using the avatar in so many places. Like this one for instance. Realize that it's the same thing. So as you can see over here, this one over is the same avatar that we'll be using. This one to the same avatar that we'll be using. This one to the same avatar that we'll be using. Here. Right. So over here, we need to change the name to user dash avatar. So copy this one from here. Then over here, dot paste it here. So over here, give it a rate of 32 ps. Height to the same thing, 32 ps. Then border dash radius to be 50%. Then we have margin right to be 12 ps. Then flex shrink to be 0. Then overflow to be hidden. Then position to be relative. Okay. So as you can see, now the next thing I want us to work on is this one. I want us to work on this one. So realize that that's user info. You realize that we have a link. So copy this one first. Let's start this one. So copy this one from here. Then over here, just paste it dot, then paste it here. Give it display of flex. Then align items to reflect start. Then flex direction, make it column. Then flex to be 1. Then gap to be 2 ps, which is that one. Then over here we have dot, the same thing, info, then a. Then over here the font size will make it 14 ps. Then the font dash weight will make it 500. In color to be var dash dash s dark. Then s dash transform to be lowercase. This one to be semicolon. Then we'll give it mass width to be 180 ps. Text overflow ellipsis. Then overflow hidden. Then white space to be no wrap. Okay, so as you can see, this is what we have. But when we hover on it, you can see that there is some underline over here when we hover on it. So we need to work on that one. On hover, we need to see some underline. Okay. So over here will be copy this one from here and paste it here. Colon hover. Give it text decoration to be underline. Then over here will be dot side dash menu user info. That's suggestion. Then span. The span is a text. So the span is just a text. So this one over here, we will give it what? Font size to be 12 px. Then font dash weight to be 400. Then color to be var dash dash text dash light semicolon. This one be mass weight to be 180 px. Then text dash overflow to be ellipsis. Then overflow to be hidden. Then white space to be no wrap. So this is what we have. Okay. So now the next thing I want us to work on is this one. So let's copy this. Copy this one from here. Then over here, dot, then paste it here. Remove this one from here. So over here, we'll give it a background to be transparent. Then border to be none. Cursor to be pointer. Font size to be 12 px. Font dash weight to be 500. Then color to be var dash dash link. Then flex dash shrink to be 0. Okay. So as you can see, this is what we have.